Are you ready? Awesome. Over the weekend, I stumbled across one of my favorite issues of time. The 100 most influential people of this year. And the first thing I noticed about it was some of the people included on their top 100 list did some very, very bad things. For example, Putin, who invaded Crimea and pretty much messed up the whole country of Ukraine. And looking through all of the candidates and all the people on the list, I actually found great similarities with those who have done great things, like Hillary Clinton and Beyonce, and also people who did not do so well, like Obama and Putin. So let me share with you these similarities, these traits, and a little bit of my evaluation of these people. Let's begin with Beyonce. I've always admired her. She's a strong singer, beautiful, inspirational. What impressed me most about her wasn't necessarily how many records she sold, how many concerts she held, but she is a role model and inspiration to women all across the country and all across the world. One thing she said really stood out to me. I'm not bossy, I'm the boss. That really stood out to me not only because it's her, and not only because women are all women in charge are more likely to be classified as bossy as a boss. What she said defied stereotypes and really put women in a better position. Because as a role model, she inspired young women all across America, all across the world, to be strong. Not to take their assertiveness as being bossy, but transform their energy and ability to lead into a positive force, rather than something that people scorn. And furthermore, what inspires me so much about her is that she's a full-time mother, which is arguably the hardest job in the world, taking care of a child while going on tours, promoting herself and selling albums. It's a level of stress, work that I cannot imagine myself even reaching the level of doing. And her ability to combine the elegance with the determination and the drive of being a mother and the commitment to her child is astounding. The second person on my good list is Hillary. Hillary is a position very rarely held by women. She has been in many political roles, leaders, and she has traveled the world as our Secretary of State. Her role and her efforts have demonstrated that women are not confined to a backseat on any arena, especially not the political. She has met with diplomats, negotiated with other countries. She has promoted peace, better health for people all across every country, third world nations especially. And she is a symbol of how determination and resilience and strength can really put a whole country and whole nation forward. She represented America in the best light possible to the rest of the world. What Beyonce and Hillary Clinton had in common was their strength and their combination of combining their passions with the issue that they care about. How they transform their energy into a positive change for the world. Now let's take a look at the bad, Putin and Obama. Putin is someone who had bad policies but took very strong action. His policy was to invade Crimea and promote the imperialism of Russia. That effect has devastated Ukraine, impoverished the people, and also put Russia in a very bad spotlight and threatens to cut off Russia's ties with the rest of the civilized world. Putin may have gained a little bit of territory in the short term. In the long term, he has harmed relations between the West and Russian people. Obama, on the other hand, is someone who had good policies, good ideas, but failed to take action. In the crisis in Syria, Obama promised he would take a strong stand. If there's a red line, if there's chemical warfare, the US would step in and stop the Syrian government. But when there is conclusive proof that Syrian governments were using chemical weapons, what did he do? He backed off. When Putin put another offer in front of him, he took it back instead of taking the strong action that he promised the Syrian people. Also look at his healthcare reforms. It may or may not be a good idea, but I think it's something that he wanted to contribute to the people and is done with the best intentions. But the launch of the healthcare website almost tore the entire act apart. Many people were discouraged, and the people who signed up, the numbers signed up, were much less than what he thought would be. These two leaders, one with good policies but takes weak action, and one with bad policies but take strong action, is examples of a lack of balance, a lack of excellence in both leadership and action. All in all, I feel that these leaders, good or bad, represent our own qualities. Sometimes we have the passion, sometimes we have the commitment, sometimes we have good ideas, sometimes we have bad ideas, sometimes we have action, sometimes we have inaction. It's up to us to make the choices to be the passionate person, to be the determined person, to take the right actions, and make your good ideas into positive change. I encourage you all to take some time, maybe identify with these leaders' qualities that you find helpful. Maybe look at, this person did something positive, and what can I do to emulate that? How can I make this change myself? I leave you with that thought, and hope you all